Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We're here at Bukit Batok Avenue West for the walk a jog that we had planned sometime earlier. At the beginning, we'd like to express our deepest condolences to the families of the two individuals who have just passed away from COVID-19 disease. At the same time, I'd like to offer my tribute to my colleagues at the National Center for Infectious Disease and all the other hospitals and primary care clinics, general practices, who have been working so hard for the last 2 months to try and keep Singaporeans and people in Singapore safe and healthy. At the same time, it really boggles the mind how the Prime Minister can continue to talk about a general election. And you know, it sounds terrible, but I would have to ask, how many people have to die before the Prime Minister can come out with a clear statement that we're not going to have a general election until the COVID-19 situation has stabilized and things are much better under control. So this afternoon, unfortunately, we kind of rained out, although it looks like the rain may be clearing. And we have a group of the Bukit Batok team, which will be doing a walk and a run in the neighborhood, hoping to continue our interactions with the people of Bukit Batok. This is not something we're just putting on just because of the election. Again, as you know, Dr. Chi has been doing this since 2016. And we've been doing this in the Bukit Batok area from way back when we first took part in Bukit Batok in the elections in 1991. So Bukit Batok is kind of like old territory for the Singapore Democratic Party, and I'm happy to take any questions that you may have, please.
So, they announced some social distancing measures.
Yes.
So, how you guys adapting to those measures as you guys can do in the election?
Yeah, well, as you can see, we've separated everybody by at least an arm's length. We've brought our hand sanitizer along, and we've been able to ensure that we practice good hand hygiene. We did a walkabout in Holland Bukit Timah on Thursday. A house visit in Holland Bukit Timah on Thursday, and we just greeted the residents. Two of them insisted on shaking our hands, so we had the hand sanitizer handy so we could shake our hands after shaking hands with the very enthusiastic residents there. They all asked us the same question: how can anyone be thinking of a general election at a time like this?
Before you guys had announced the 5 constituencies that you were going to be contesting, and now that the ERC has come out, are there any plans to change where you guys will be contesting?
Well, the good news for us is the constituencies have been relatively unchanged. There are a few blocks from Sembawang GRC which have moved into Marsiling GRC, and these are areas where we have not visited recently. But Sembawang GRC is a place where the SDP has been for many years. From way back 2001, I think it was, that we were in Sembawang GRC. So many of the residents who were there in 2001, they may remember us. Hopefully they will remember us. So when we go back and visit them, now that the EBRC report has been released, they will recall what the SDP has been doing in Sembawang, which is now Marsiling. And as usual with the EBRC, they never give any explanation why you can move house. You can be Sembawang one day, and then next day you're Marsiling, and then the next day you're Sembawang again. But we got to live with it. That's the way the system is over here.
A few days ago, PSP had announced their plan to contest in 15 wards, and one of them overlapped with what SDP had previously announced, and that was SMC. So are the two parties already in talks to discuss?
Yes, the PSP has been in discussion with us. They notified us ahead of the plans, and so we've been in talks with them. We'll be seeing what's the most appropriate action, and we'll surely let you guys know once a conclusion has been reached.
And as an infectious disease expert, can you tell us what are the potential risks of having an election during an epidemic like this?
Well, there are huge risks. I mean, during an election, you need to have large groups of people getting together. During the last general election, I lost count of the number of people I shook hands with. There must have been thousands of people I shook hands with. Can you imagine if one of them had been infected with the virus, or 2 or 3 of them had been infected with the virus? A hand sanitizer is not 100% effective. You actually have to let the disinfectant stay on the surface. There has to be a prolonged contact time in order to kill the viruses or bacteria. And when you're on the road, you're walking out, you're reaching out to people, it's very hard to maintain that amount of contact time required to kill the virus in this case. The second thing is, you've got a lot of elderly people, who are vulnerable to the complications of infectious diseases such as this. And if you have them lining up to queue up to vote, because voting is compulsory in Singapore, there's a high risk that they may end up getting infected, or they may get some complication. And so we think it's the height of irresponsibility to conduct an election at a time like this.
So, as a precaution,
Right.
let's say if we really have to have an election,
Right.
what would you suggest?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it defies logic that we have to have an election, but when it comes to the time, we will have to deal with it.
Have you guys decided which candidate to be running and which?
You'd like to know, right? No, we're not. We're not going to give away any secrets until just before nomination day.
And will you guys be able to reveal like, how many of them will be new faces or new first time running?
Well, we have introduced some faces after the campaign launch. So we're going through the process of trying to see who is the best fit for which constituency and which team. And as you know, this will take some time.
So how would you want the Prime Minister to come up to say definitively that there will be no election for this period of COVID, or is it until the matter addressed?
I think this is very simple. All he needs to do is just come out and say, look, we are standing with you, the people of Singapore. We respect the work of the healthcare workers, the contact tracers, the Cisco guards, everybody who's trying to keep Singapore safe. We do not want anybody to be distracted from this. We want to focus on bringing the virus under control, protecting our borders, protecting our people, and we will not talk about an election, and we will not even consider an election until the numbers are way down, until we're getting like maybe less than 1 or 2 cases a day, or 1 or 2 cases a week, even better, and we have confidence that the virus is tapering out. At that point, that's something that's really not rocket science. It's not difficult for him to do.
From a bureaucracy point of view, PM's reluctance to state that there will be no general election, do you think that it would affect how civil servants so-called deploy resources in handling this COVID?
No, I don't think so. Civil servants in Singapore are very professional. See, they are independent of the politicians. It doesn't matter who is in charge. The civil servants will continue to do their job. I've got good friends, infectious disease specialists who are die-hard PAP activists. I've got people who are volunteering with PSP, and we just do our job because that's the way we are as Singaporeans. Any other questions? We are cutting 30 minutes. This is the recommendation. 3 people, 3 feet, 30 minutes. So we've got a few minutes left. Irene, how many more minutes?
And then we're going to reserve the other 30 minutes for a marathon. So,
Yeah.
Questions, anybody else?
Okay, if not, thank you all very
Thank
much.
you so much.
You can join us in the walk if you want. But no, we can't. Yeah, our insurance won't cover if any of you falls down and breaks a leg. Well, thank you all for coming.